and then it's going to start streaming. Okay, so we're live there. Are we picking it up? Start streaming. So why is it not picking it up? What is the content you're doing tomorrow for today?
Stitch. Google UI design to Stitch.
Okay.
I have the script already. This is crazy. So Google runs Stitch and AI tool that creates UI designs for mobile apps and web apps. It's like ChatGPT but for designs, and it's completely free. Here's how it works: you go over to the platform and select either mobile or web app, then describe in plain text what you want to design. I want to design a real estate e-commerce web app. E-commerce, real estate. Really?
Yeah, live. Oh.
In just few seconds, you get different design variation. You can pick your favorite. You can easily edit, change color, change font, or even font, even prompts.
Okay, so you're live. I think we're live right now.
Mm.
I'm gonna switch stream to X as well. Does that work still? Beautiful. The connection still works. I see the producer creating a new broadcast. Create a broadcast. Gonna call this fuck with the browser extension. Technology selects us. OBS Studio. Does that still work? And it works perfectly. I do not need to set anything special up. So I'm gonna put it to public as well. Set it to everyone. Schedule. I'm gonna start immediately. And also change the settings. Geo restrictions. Don't be restricted. Alright, so I'm gonna create broadcast. Everything should work as it should. Can I post this? Broadcast session. Those. What is sparkle? Oh, okay. Cursor is a tool I'm using. I'm using Claude as well. But Claude is not. Claude, I'm using V0. I'm going to use V0 for the UI. Then I might use Lovable. And I might use Bolt. Yes. Bolt.new has a different account from Bolt itself. Are they different things?
I don't think so.
Mm. Why don't you think so? Did Okay, I'm just gonna close this. You outlived your usefulness. I'm going to go back to my producer so we can actually start. Okay, I'm using all these tools. 60 minutes. I want to do this for just an hour. Like after an hour, I just want to call it off. Okay. Can you confirm if you can see my stream on X? And is it good? Like lightning and everything? Please. It takes 5 seconds.
Okay, let me see that.
Thanks. Okay, so this is my web browser, so I'm gonna be using. Let's go to Google. Even though I can't remember last. Okay, I use it. But let me say. Mostly what I do is do this, and then I search, then it shows it up. Yep. Okay, so this is my web browser, so I'm gonna be. Is it okay? Can you hear me well? Okay, so just close it so that's or mute it so that it doesn't cause whatever you're saying is entering the stream. Okay, good. All right, so what are we going to do? I want to actually quickly hack on a browser extension. I have 60 minutes to do this because I have to make a video. I need to do some backlogs of work and also have something I'm working on that I need to work on. But I had a very quick idea for a browser extension that will do something that I actually consider a big help for myself, like a quick fix for what I'm facing. And we're going to walk through that quickly. Let me use TLDraw to kind of sketch what we're going to be doing. TLDraw is another app I'm working on. Okay, so what is the problem? So I'm trying to we're going to call it form fill or super forms. I honestly don't know what name to call it, but I've learned not to spend so much time on this right now at the beginning stage because I usually get obsessed and mull on names. We're going to call it super forms, and the idea is this will be a local DB, a local extension, a browser. Let me just write through my stuff. A browser extension that helps you fill forms faster by caching all your commonly used things you fill and also files, so you can easily upload to forms and files faster. So this is what it is, and I'll justify why. Well, I don't need to justify it, and that's not really what I would say, but like I'm going to talk about why I feel like this is a quick build that I want to just spend an hour working on and seeing if it actually goes anywhere. That's been at the back of my head for a while, and I thought, you know what, why not just hack this stuff first? So I call it super forms, and the issue is, so for example, when I'm filling stuff like this, embeddable, right? They are looking for a developer advocate. You often see forms where you get to fill up the same thing over time, like especially when you are trying to apply for jobs. You are filling the same details in multiple places in different ways. What if you can store this stuff somewhere and you can easily just pull them into your UI from wherever they are? I'm not sure if anything actually does this right now, and if something actually does do it, I don't really care. It's also a way to show and also learn in the process. I've done something like a browser extension one time in the past, so this is also like a learning experience for myself, and also like experiment. So for example, this is good. I can easily do this. It does store it, but when it comes to something like LinkedIn profile, you start to get issues, right? Socials. Especially when you have to fill your GitHub, when you have to fill GitHub, when you have to fill usernames and stuff. Oftentimes those things don't work well for myself. I don't know if that works for you. Yes, this stuff actually does help with some stuff, email addresses, but other stuff like files, you don't get that. And uh, things like this, oftentimes you might have like a base template somewhere you can use, right? So that's like the general idea. So what if there's a form that maybe not super forms might be the name, but like something else, maybe super fill or form fast, fill fast. So what if there is a way you can have like a place where you can store all the stuff? Very simple UI. You click an item, you add the data, and then you add what you are trying to catch. So if there's a LinkedIn in the label, if there's a socials in the label, it shows those stuff, basically something like that. That's basically the idea. So browser extension that helps you fill forms faster by caching all your commonly used info or details. So details you can fill, and also details files, right? So you can easily upload to forms and files faster. So you can easily fill forms faster. So that's like basically what we're working on. Okay, so that's it. That's like the base. I will be using a couple of things to make this happen. So it's a browser extension. And one thing with Vibecode is, if you're as much as possible, try to start with everywhere possible, try to start with a boilerplate code, with a boilerplate extension or boilerplate code. Don't try to do things from the scratch if you can avoid it. I'm gonna keep these tabs here. Right. So try to start with a boilerplate code. And when I mean boilerplate code is, we usually have these stuff online. They call it starter code that somebody will have prepared together and they would be ready for you to use. So try to start the boilerplate code so that the AI can have something to work with, like from scratch, and always like don't have to worry about the architecture and putting everything together yourself. Something simple as a create Next.js app CLI that creates the startup project is a boilerplate code, right? It's helping you do things faster. Wait, am I disturbing?
No.
Okay. Do you want to go focus on your stuff?
No, it's fine. I'm here.
What do you say?
It's fine. I'm here. I'm here. It's okay. I'm listening.
No, I want to know. I'm trying not to be a bother. Is he okay? I'm not.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. All right. So try to start with a boilerplate code. Then also second thing is, the first thing I do is get clarity on what's needed with Claude. So this is my own process. So what I usually do is I go to Claude. So now that we know what we want to do, it's a browser extension, right? I know what I'm working on. And let me start with a boilerplate code. In fact, let me just do that process as I'm ideally right now. So I actually found this earlier before I started, but let's do a Chrome extension boilerplate. So I just went on Google and made a search for this. I found this Medium post, and then I found this link, boilerplate here. So this person has done a boilerplate template code that I can use to get my base, right? Instead of me trying to figure out what structure does a Chrome extension project look like, I don't care about that. I just want to use something that somebody has put together because I'm vibing, right? I need to get into the vibe, right? I have 60 minutes. I'm not checking the time. So this is 2:05. Once it's 2:45, I guess my time is up because I did not start exactly at 2, So I have 45 minutes to act this. Let's see how fast we can go and keep you along in the loop. So this is the boilerplate code. I'm going to clone it, right? I'm going to clone it. I'm going to pull up my stuff right here. I have WAP. I have warp right here, so I'm gonna pull up warp right here. I'm gonna get clone. What do I call it? Superforms. Superforms is probably not a great name, but let's leave it as it is. Yeah. I'm gonna clone that to superforms, and while that is doing in the background, I'm gonna continue. So the first thing I say I want to do is to get clarity with Claude. So I actually have the chat open, but I'm gonna start from scratch again so that we can see the process, right? So after getting the boilerplate code, I want to actually have clarity on what to do. So discourse with Claude, get a spec sheet, like a PRD sort of thing. In the tech world, it's called a PRD. It can be called a product proposal spec, or it can be called a product plan on the product manager side and all that stuff. But we're gonna get a spec sheet, and I use Claude to do this because essentially Claude is going to be writing the code at the end of the day. So kind of use something that is familiar with that generated the code. Doesn't matter, you can use ChatGPT as well, but I have a pro plan on Claude, so we're gonna use that. Okay, so I will use this to, in fact I should probably use my app. So I built this app that allows me to do voice to speech. It allows me to write Nigerian language, speak Yoruba, but I'm going to be using that as also Power Whisper just to stress test my own product. So yes, back to it. I think I've digressed a bit, right? So Superforms is what we're building. Just make sure you guys can see it. So get clarity by chatting with Claude. So this is Claude. Let's talk to it. I want to build an app that a browser extension in particular that allows me to add items or like form info, like name, email, full name, and some details, and then allows me to add a trigger list that to that particular item, such that when that item is found in the label, it can suggest those names to me, right? Do you understand? So don't generate any code, just let's talk through it. Like you're a senior engineer, you're a product engineer, you're a creative person, you are a YC guy. So it can easily be something like that. You see, there's no serious like flow. It's just me talking to it and just giving it something, right? But the key important part is I'm telling it not to generate code. Because Claude is a proactive coder. It will always try to jump into creating code at every chance it gets. So I'm very, very conscious about telling it not to generate code because I don't want code right now. I just want to have a quick vibe. And you can spend a little bit of 5 minutes doing this so that you can have more clarity on what you're doing, right? But it's very important you tell it not to generate code. If I did not tell it not to generate code, trust me, it will start spitting out some code artifacts and not really beautiful right now. I don't want that. So I understand your concept. You are describing a smart tagging suggestion system where you can create items with structured data, associate triggered keywords or phrases with each item, get intelligent suggestions when you type or encounter these triggers elsewhere. This is essentially a personal CRM meets smart autocomplete system. Okay. How intrusive should suggestions be? Pop-up, sidebar, or inline? AI-powered trigger generation based on item content. Okay, so we're not going to worry about AI stuff right now because I believe that we can get to that extent. I don't want to do anything AI. I just want to have a local cached data. Basically, the idea is when there's a form field on a page, our extension is activated and we see like a small pop-up next to whichever my cursor is, which of the form field my cursor is focused on. And once I tap on that, I see like a drop down with the items that are closely related to what will probably fill that logo. So for example, if I had added a LinkedIn URL to super form, and I've added a trigger to be LinkedIn or career or socials, wherever LinkedIn shows up in a label for that particular form to be on top, right? And then there's also a search that I can usually search for stuff, but I don't want to type. So essentially, I should not type. I just want it to be very smart and does that. Nothing with AI, nothing with AI right now. So just locally cached data. Do you get? So once again, I'm just talking, right? I'm sharing it. If I'm doing this myself, I'll probably not say anything this long. It's because I'm trying to be clearer for you guys to see. And the more information you give it, the more you describe what you want as close as possible is going to help you. A smart form filling extension with contextual suggestion based on field labels. Boom. So that's it. That's what we want to do. A zero typing form filler that is smarter than traditional managers. Instead of just storing forms, we are creating semantic relationship between your data and form contexts. User hovers on any form field. Small pop-up appears near cursor. Click pop-up suggestions. Drops down shows relevant items based on field label matching your triggers. Select item field gets filled. Fallback search if smart suggestions miss. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's good. But we can also undo forms. If it's a form input, right? There should be like a small a button there that allows us to like click on that and we can select a form that we've pre-uploaded, right? So I'm just giving it that detail so that it knows that ahead of time because we're going to generate a PRD sheet. Okay. Okay, so what is doing something called closely related to form template. So essentially you're creating a template of forms, but I don't want that. This kind of can save complete form configurations, name their template, work, contact, personal info, shipping address, entire form with pre-map data, right? I don't think I want that. I don't think I want it to be in template style. I want it to be simple items, right? But it's saying save as template. Okay, this might be an interesting way to do it. Extension detects these forms like a complete form, save as template. And then you can save a form as template. All right, that was beautiful. Okay, this is beautiful, but there should be a UI or a backend or somewhere where I can manually add individual items to my form bank, my info bank. Do you get? Like I click on add, it shows me a field where I can enter the actual value, and then I can add a list of trigger words that's going to trigger that. Do you get? So 2:45, I'm very close. Okay. The issue here is sometimes I'm not getting the exact words to call some things, right? Because I don't really know what I want yet, but I'm going to get closer to that with time. And because it's AI generated code, I can throw it away if it's not going the direction I want and start over again. That's one thing with vibe coding, right? If I have to spend more time working on this, I might take a little bit of overhead because I need to really understand what I'm going to do, right? So smart features: auto detect item type, email pattern, suggest email contact, triggers, bulk import from CSV or existing form fields. I don't want any of the smart features. I just want something that I don't want analytics of usage. I don't want bulk import. I don't want any of that. A form item bank, an info bank, you add items there. Whenever there's a form on any particular page, my extension pops up. I can choose from the list. I can also add forms to super forms. I can also add files to super forms. And when there's a place that needs files, I can upload from super forms directly there. Instead of having to search for commonly used forms files in my PC or my machine, right? So once again, I can do that, right? I'm going to give it that context again. Simple list of items, add item button. Each item has a value and trigger words. That's it. Show relevant items based on trigger matching. Simple drop-down selection. Field form. Field done. Store commonly used files in Superform. When a counter file uploads fields, pop-up shows your stored files. Yes, this is it. Okay. And also giving a value proposition. You are eliminating the friction of typing the same form repeatedly, right? Searching through folders for that PDF you always upload. Refilling similar forms over and over. It's a personal efficiency tool, not a smart system, right? 3 storage buckets. Okay, I don't care what is going here. So now I think it has gotten enough context I want to do. Now let's generate a PRD. So give me a product proposal plan for super forms. I don't want you to include anything about timeline, faces, milestones. Just give me something that excludes all that thing about timelines. I want something clean, properly architected, and with as much detail and also user journey and how things should flow. So let's see. And this is why I use voice to text stuff, because imagine I have to type all this. No, I don't want to do that. So product vision. Superform eliminates form filling friction by providing instant access to your personal data library. Users store frequently used information and file once, then access them instantly across any websites through an intelligent browser extension. That's all I want. That's all I want, right? We can also make it something like this that always shows around, but I don't think it's important. I only want to show it when there's a form on a page, right? And that's all. And I'm also probably going to add this stuff that once you click on close, it shows up this floating button and says permanently disable the current website or until next time. I want to definitely add that, because for something like Claude, I don't think I would need those kind of things here. Right. So let's go ahead. And so zero typing, universal access, file integration. This is beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to copy this, right? I don't want to do too much because it's vibe coded, I can reiterate when I see the thing actually working. I can go over and over and over until it actually works and fix what I want to do. So what I do is I'm going to copy that plan, right? And now we can minimize our stuff right here. Let's get into the real stuff. So I'm going to move back to here. I'm going to open Superforms. Then I'm going to also open it in Cursor. So when I open in Cursor, I don't usually do anything with this stuff after I've opened the code, because the terminal is pretty important to my flow. So I kind of need it to be there. So I'm going to open it like this so we can work with this. Hopefully you guys can see. I'm going to zoom in. Is it clear? Is it big enough? Are you there?
Yeah, it is. Let me check. I just checked it. It is.
Okay. All right. We have a special guest today. That's why you're hearing a voice. All right. So this is the Chrome extension boilerplate thing that I just cloned. I don't understand what's going on right now, but I'm going to just turn on Claude. So what you just do is just go to Claude and go to your terminal and type Claude if you're using Claude Code. And I'm using Claude Code. I paid for it and I use it. I also use the Cursor environment as well, but I usually use the ask thing when I need to understand something, why this is, because usually when this is going on, it might take a while. So I want to actually keep doing something. So I use this to keep doing something else while this is going. So this is a Vite project with React. And that usually happens because you can see that there is a little, so I'm gonna do a couple stuffs already. Forms, right? Read.md. Okay, I can leave that for now. I don't think I need that. But one thing I want to do quickly right now is to add the Claude.md file. I also like to add the log.md. I also like to add what else? The docs.md. Okay, so I like to add this stuff. Docs.md contains whatever I get from Claude. I usually put in docs.md, right? Okay, right. So this is what I'm gonna do, and I can leave it like this. So what I do with log.md is I tell Claude Code or wherever I'm using to add a ordered list of one-liner of whatever it's doing, and that's very important, especially when I want to create snapshots of the progress of the code, so I can just pick up something from there and I can actually walk through what is going on. It's very important for me because I like to stay in the pilot seat and outsource controls to the AI at every point. I don't want because it's very helpful to know what's going on so that quickly you can make things work if things are breaking in different parts of the code, right? So you want to always monitor what's going on. So I just installed the node modules packages. I noticed they were not installed. That's what I just did now. And I pasted this stuff here so we can see zero typing, right? So I just pasted the PRD file here. I'm gonna close this. And also, yeah, that's it. So now I do something at every part of the project. I tell Claude to look through the project, understand the file structure, and also look at docs.md to understand what we need to do. Ingest the entire project, understand the flow. It's a boilerplate for a browser extension, Chrome extension. Look at the docs.md file to understand what we want to build as well. Take your time. So I tell it to do that, and it helps me to get that first. Like, okay, what is going on? I'm gonna look through everything, right? 223. Oh my god, how fast can we do this? So I analyze the browser extension boilerplate, understand the structure and flow. Let me start by explaining the project systematically. So it's gonna do all of that, and while it's doing that, I can start working on the UI, right? Because UI is important for context. So I'm gonna go to Mobbins or Lacquad.ninja. I don't think there's a place that lists browser extension UI like Mobbins. I don't think so. But what I can get is a sort of feel. Oh, you know what? Let me try it. Let me see if there's any place that actually does list something like that. Right. I'm gonna call it browser extension UI ideas. Right. Let me see if anything does. Oh, you would not believe it if I told you. Pinterest has it as well. Pinterest is one of my favorite places in the world. Right, so what I'm doing now is I'm actually trying to gather ideas so that once we get to that part of the project, we are not stuck. So I can see it's a very beautiful UI right now. I like this, right? It has this colorful sort of thing going on. I also like this too, right? I like what is going on right here. Oh my god, I think we have some things to work with. So what I'm gonna do is, I think I like this. It has this sort of feel. I'm gonna copy this, right? I'm gonna kind of start pasting them right here, so we can get like a visual mood board going on, right? You always want to gather a mood board for Vibecode project. If not, you're gonna get the gradient of doom. I call it gradient of doom. The one that shows everybody that, oh, you vibe coded that stuff. You're gonna get that. You can't avoid it. You can't avoid it. Because we're not even using things like Lovable that have like agents that might be very intentional, that might be a little bit more encouraged not to do the color of doom, the gradient of doom. Actually, okay, so they're actually beautiful Chrome extensions here, man. Wow. I'm getting ideas, right? Getting ideas. I'm just filling up my eyes with stuff, right? I'm filling up my back odds for some reasons. I feel very tired. I feel sick, but we're going to finish this. 227. A lot of things have happened last week, guys. Wasn't my best week. But let's not talk about that. Let's talk about Chrome extensions. Okay, there's this too. Okay, I think we can work with this. This looks good. I'm gonna copy this. I'm going to paste this right here, and then we can. I'm going to paste this one right here. So by now our stuff should have ingested everything. Boom, we're good. Alright, let's look through what it's saying. Okay. This is a React-based Chrome extension. While I played, the goal is I read stuff. I like to read it because I want to, and the reading is not every time. Sometimes I just want to read the first part, especially this important part, so it can actually, we can see that we are in the right headspace. Okay. The project goal is to provide service and eliminate form filtration by providing instant access to personal data library. Add content script for form detection. Okay. It kind of gets the idea. So let me add one more stuff so that we can tell it to go out and do everything. Now, this is not the... This is advisable for people that actually knows a bit of code. Like if I'm actually Vibecoding this and I don't know anything about it, I will not tell it to do all the features at once. And the reason why I'm even telling I want it to go ahead and do everything at once is because the things to cover, it's not a wide scope. I'm not telling it to build the entire thing. The feature is just one thing. It's just at most 3 things. I can add stuff to a store. When there's a form is there on the website, show me something where I can select all that off and fill the form. That's it. Do you get? That's it. That's all I'm doing. Right. That's all I'm doing. So that's all I'm doing. So, it's not that crazy, I think. But you might want to go feature by feature. That will help you to scope its doings. But let's just see what's the worst thing that can happen. It breaks. And then we start again. So I think we can kick it off. Tell it to start. But I want to add one more information. Okay, good. You've done a great job. Every time I want you to keep me. Stop that. Great job. You've done a good job. The log.md is a place where you keep me in touch with what you're doing. Had a ordered list of items. So one liner of whatever you're doing should be added there. Every action that makes sense to put on the one liner, just give me a one liner that describes what you just did or what I should know to follow or your progress. Do you understand? So you want to always do that. I do that, not always do that, but I do that because I feel like it's going to help me, keep touch with what's going on. And you can name this anything, progress.md, the different names people put this out. But yes, I understand. The log.md file is where I should keep you updated with one-liner progress updates. Each significant action I take should be logged there with a concise description so you can follow along what I'm doing. Updated manifestation, implemented Chrome storage. This is great. And it also helps you when you're trying to create a snapshot of whatever you're doing. So you can, every working part of your code that, okay, this is a snapshot. I like it. It helps me do that. And I started doing that recently. Build, this is one liner. It just makes me understand what just happened, Oh, line 17 happened. This is what happened there. All right, beautiful. Okay, great. Now start implementing our super forms. Kick off. Okay. Okay, so I think I just gave it all the things I think I need to do. Now is to kick it off and let it go, figure it out. I should have given it the UI, but I'm actually going to give it the UI before it starts because it's going to ask me to start auto edit, right? It's in plan mode right now, so I'm going to give it when it asks me to do some auto edit, right? This is the plan. So one thing about Claude Code and agentic coding stuff is there's a planning process, right? This is what it's gonna do. This is what's gonna do. This is what's gonna do. But there's a plan to everything, and everything is just planned out. So before it starts, let me plug in all the UI. So one thing is, when I copy the UI, I can actually paste them here. I love Claude Code. It allows me to do that. UI style reference. Mode and inspiration. So I give it this and I tell it and I put it to boom. Now I've given it permissions to start, but I also gave it the UI vibe I want it to start. So it's gonna go ahead and start doing the stuff right now. What I want to do is before it does complete, let's start working on the landing page, right? Because the app is almost ready. We're cooking the app. So there are a couple things you could use for the app, right? There are a couple things you could use for the app. There's V0, there's Bolt, there's Lovable, right? There's V0. For the app, you can use Lovable. You can use Cursor as well, can actually help. You can use Stitch by Google. Stitch. You can use Figma Make. You can use same.dev. You can use bolts.new. You can use Subpat, I think. Is it Sub Magic or Subpat? I'm not sure. One of those two. You can also use V0. I forgot to write V0. There are other couple ones that you can actually also use. It's off my head right now, but yes, Firebase Studio. There's a name for it. It's Firebase Studio. I don't know. Is it Firebase Studio? Is that what it's called? I guess I'm alone. Which one again? Yeah, there are a couple ones. I used to know a lot more than this. Crazy. That's all I remember. There's base 44. But I don't think I wanna use that. I'm fine with whatever I got. Base 44. Lovable make, there's Super Base. Super Base does not have anything. Stack Bleeds have bolts, right? Yeah, this is everything. You can use any of this to do a UI for your front end. So let's now find the UI for our front end app. Landing page for app. Okay, so we're gonna find quick ideas for our landing page for app. And I want something very simple, right? I want something that's just straightforward, simple, just works, right? Just works. I don't want anything really crazy. I think I like this. UI for this layout at the bottom here. But everything before that's just not for me, right? Let's see which one. Which one? And I try to go for something that is that the layout is very clear, like no overlapping stuff. It just makes it easier for the AI to understand and see because it can't detect that depth. Ish. Oh, I like this. I like this. But I don't have the information that's gonna fill all of that. Right? So we're not gonna use that. Probably we'll just go with Word. This is actually very cool. Fins pay, but we don't have that. Oh, I like this. Transform how you work and collaborate. Okay. We might actually. Oh, yes. I like UI like this, especially for app. You just put the logo. In most of the stuff I've launched, for example, outfit log that we are working on at Nothing Factory is gonna be released. I think I'm gonna send it out to the store today, but and do a couple tests before we release it to you guys. Is in that same style, right? That was done with Cursor, by the way, on Cursor. Okay, so let's see. Let me see this one. I don't think I want this one. All right, let me go back a bit. Copy this. I think I like this. Let's go to. So I'm gonna use a couple ones. So, Lovable is great. I think I once paid for Lovable, but I don't think I have credits there anymore. V0, I used it today. They give you 5 credits every day. So I think I'm gonna do this off the screen so you guys don't see my Google accounts. Yeah. Okay, done. That should work now. Okay. Okay, so I'm no longer paid. I have 5 credits left. The crazy thing about credits is that you only have 5 prompts. Once you use those 5 prompts, that is everything you get. So 5 prompts can only get you so far. So I don't want to use that. For Vassell, I have 5 monthly credits. So I have 4.75 right now. I used it today for something, so it's actually still there. The other option is to use what's the other one? Is to use Google Stitch. So let's see that. Design with AI. Right. I've not actually used this for anything serious. I actually just know about it because I made the news about it when it got out. But we can actually try it now. Right? Yeah, we can try it now. What does it take to try it? Of course, my Google account's already there. Oh, I actually used it. Crazy enough. I tested it, I used it. I think we're going to use this. So experimental mode, standard mode, design faster with Gemini 2.5. Okay. We're gonna use all 3. Let me see if there's anyone want to try. Is anyone to try Figma Make? Paid. Same.dev. Same.dev. I don't think that was paid. I think that's free as well. Or some form of free. Alright, I think it's Sub Magic, not Sub. Yeah. Both is not paid at well, but I think you get a pretty good margin with the free trial. Okay, so now that we've done that, I've not even checked if anybody's watching. Just been blabbing off to myself. Is this still live? Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, so we're still live. If you have any questions, let me know. I will try to, answer them. Okay. Awesome. Back to work. So we're going to use all this, but looking at the stuff that same.dev is actually giving people, not impressive. Not impressive. Not impressed. Not impressed at all. But maybe these guys are not as great as I am. Maybe I will show them how it's done. Or maybe the platform is just no words for me, but you get it. But same.dev is actually a pretty good place. Their moat is they can replicate whatever design, whatever site you give them. So just give them a URL to any site and they just clone it for you. I don't know about that, but we'll see. But V0, I can tell you for a fact that V0 is cool. Every platform, every tool that does AI right now is just as good as the person using them, right? Your prompts, how detailed you are, and what custom changes you can actually make. And how good of like giving context here, because at the end of the day, everything is context. So if you provide the right information, you get good response. If you don't provide the proper information, you get something, and then you have to spend a lot more time trying to make it look good, which is not bad, honestly. It's just, yeah, you end up doing more work, right? So that's it. So this is Lovable. I've seen crazy stuff. I've done crazy stuff. The only bottleneck for this is the credits, which I don't think I have. I have 5 credits, 5 daily credits, and 5 daily credits is basically just like 5 prompts, maybe even less, because their credits is based on volume. So if the agent does a lot more work, you get burnt out. I can also use Replit, but Replit is worse. You probably just do 2 prompts and you're done. Let's see what our agent has done. Okay. So our agent has gone ahead and done the entire thing. 2:43. I said I'm gonna do it in 1 hour. So I said 2:45, but let's just see what happens. So I'm gonna build this now. You say I should build NTL. I'm gonna run build. Oof, we got errors. I'm going to let it run the build so you can see the errors and fix them. Right, I'm going to let it run the build. Yeah, so if you let the agent run the build process, it sees the errors and fix them. The other alternative is I run the build and I copy the error and paste it. But you see, automatically it's trying to fix it because I told it to run the build. So when it ran the build, the errors propagated in its environment. It can see them as a response. So it's trying to fix it. And once that is done, we'll probably have to run the build again. And usually those don't happen the second time. And I said that it's using a lot of there are classes involved because I'm seeing private here. When you see private, no, some class stuff is going on. Let me see. src background.ts. Oh, you see class. Is this how browser extensions are done? Or OP stuff? Oh, initials data default. So triggers are email, mail, whatever, contacts, created that. Oh, so it's storing all this stuff. I hope it's storing them in the DB or something. Or IndexedDB. Is IndexedDB tied to a tab? I'm not sure which one it is. Okay, so now let's run it again. And this time, no errors. You see? You let Chrome or Claude undo it, and then it finds the errors, and then it fixes them. So the reason why I tell it to I told it to use log to keep me in tune, even though I was not checking it. But this is what you get. So this is everything that it does. Updated manifest the JSON superform spender data, created content script with form fields detection and overlay system, fixed types. Everything is doing, like, I can actually, it's easier to read this for me than to actually read this. Right? Because I'm vibe coding, if I'm spending time reading this, at the end of the day, it's not vibe coding. It's time is going, right? I want to just ship this fast, right? So this is easier for me. It's more like telling it to give me a product plan. I'm actually following it through what it's doing. So this is helpful for me. It's not needed for the AI because the AI has gotten context on its own from the docs, but it's needed for me to keep track of what's going on. So I prefer that process. So I can read through what is done. So I've successfully implemented the Superforms browser extension with the following features: contents, blah blah blah. Load the Chrome extension by navigating to Chrome extensions. Let's try it out here. Okay. I enable developer mode. My first time doing this, so I gotta follow it step by step. Okay, developer mode is enabled. Oh, not my first time doing this actually, because I was testing the browser tools MCP. And you needed to see errors. Developer mode was not available in the Chrome store. I needed to unpack it myself. Load unpacked and select the build directory. The extension will show a purple gradient to. Okay, let's mess around. Load unpacked. Then I'll go to developer superforms build. Select. And we should see Superforms. Okay. Superforms 1.0. Eliminate form filling friction with instant access to your personal data library. We've done it. It's our browser extension is ready. See, I did not even check what's going on. I just know it's ready. It's ready. It's working, right? Click it to open the dashboard and manage your data items. When you visit any the form is when the form sees and offer suggestions. Okay. Mr. Claude is telling me that it's done. So we can go to what's the form field I would like to fill: speech form speech. I don't think I was able to submit, but let's see. I will. Okay, so this is not available. Forms dot. I'm just trying to find any form that is available I can fill. Yes, embeddable. This is a actual form field that I need to fill. I would need to fill. So according to it, it should work. Where's our extension? I don't even know what the logo looks like. Is it? No, it's not. Is this it? No, it's not. No. Yeah, what's it? Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. Don't crash. Okay, that's not crashed yet. So the UI is actually not bad. But the thing that is not happening is it's not detecting forms right now. So you see, nothing's happening, right? Nothing's happening. I wanted to detect this. It's not triggering when a form is on the page. I don't know what happened. So add item, right? I'm gonna put name, label, name, and if value is Joshua or whatever, then trigger will be name, full name, last name, name, whatever. Then category will be, I don't need a category, but let's see. Okay, so this is actually working. It's actually adding the items to the list, but oh, it's actually working. It works. Do you see it? It works. Like it's injecting this stuff properly. It works, guys. It works. Okay, let me try the LinkedIn one because that's the one where I really get like. Let me probably add this. I'm gonna add like a LinkedIn at a time. I'm gonna say LinkedIn. So man, the amount times I have to type this in a day and I have to go find it and paste it, this is gonna help me personally. I don't even have to worry about sending it out for you guys to test it. It's gonna help me myself, right? So triggers is LinkedIn, um, career, URL, profile, whatever, you know, all the time. So oh stuff, it works. Like it's working, guys. It's working. Of course, there's this bug right now, but it's working. Like, and see, yeah, it's working. Like it's okay. So it's buggy. Of course, there will be bugs. There will be bugs. You know, bugs are normal. Bugs are proper stuff. But the base stuff works, and it's beautiful to see. Like this is the MVP of what I want to do. Like this is literally. Uh, Let me pin this because I need to open it several times. Pin that. Okay, good. Calculate super performance of personal data. A store. Oh my god. Yeah, it's buggy. Way buggy right now. It's really buggy right now. Oh, okay. Okay. Something is wrong. But it's working. Like, for real, this is it. If you remember what our item says, Superforms is a browser extension that helps you fill forms faster by caching all your commonly used info details so you can easily fill forms. So you can fill forms 10x time, 100x the usual time. All right, so this is it. This is it, guys. This is it. It's working. Where is it again? My internet is slow. I don't know if you guys can still see me though. Let me confirm that I'm 1 hour into the stream. Wow. Okay. Let me confirm that I'm still live. For some reason, the UI stuff is not the same again as it used to be. Details. Oh, that's because it's in a service worker. Okay. Oh. I don't know why the page for the forms is not loading again. I hope it's not my extension. Did my extension break the site? Did I just break their server? Did I just break their break? Hey God! Did I just break their server? Because the forms page is not loading anymore. If you're just joining, what we're trying to do is Vibecode browser extension. And what I try to do is 1 hour, but because I'm talking, and of course now that this stuff is not working, what do we do? So Superforms is a browser extension that helps you fill. I should probably turn on hypercursor so you guys can see what I'm doing. So the browser extension that helps you fill form faster by caching all your commonly used info details files, so you can, yeah.
Nothing.
Okay. So you can easily fill forms 100x the usual time. So the idea is you have something like this. Oh, it's empty. So you have something like this where you can add a bunch of stuff, right? I always fill my eggs, a couple of things, maybe like details on a form, and then there's also be a form input here if it's a form. So you will select, okay, it's a form, it's a text, and you can add that, right? And then when you're filling a form, for example, this form, it will check the trigger and know that, oh, there's a name selected, there's an email selected, LinkedIn selected, and all of this is coming because I have added that to DC, right? And the triggers are this one right here. Now, the crazy part of this is you can say, why not just use the autocomplete that ships with the stuff, like the autocomplete that ships from here? Well, doesn't work every time, right? Doesn't work every time, honestly, for LinkedIn stuff, and more importantly, for files. So I probably have to. I don't know if this is possible, but we're gonna try it. I have to open my upload file and click the same thing over. And what if I can just do this and then boom, and this file is uploaded, right? I don't have to open something, go search, click. Imagine having to fill like 100 of this type of form every day, and that's the process you go through. There should definitely be a better way, right? So that is why I'm building super forms, or trying to hack it on it anyway. So there is an issue. Let's fix it. So what have we noticed? When there's an item, when a form field is filled, or there's an item in the field, we should not show the suggestion. Instead, we should not show the suggestion at all, right? I'm going to worry about it at all, but we should not show the suggestion. Another thing is, how do we handle files? Okay, so let's fix that. Great. The first build works, everything's great. But now let's fix some bugs. When a form input is filled and has value, don't suggest anything for it anymore. Secondly, there should be a floating button that shows up aside the suggestion. So in case you want to search and you want to find something else in your list that actually fits that criteria, you can search for it there. So aside from the suggestion that you show up yourself, it should also have that very tiny button that just shows up next to the field. You can drag it around and move it around. And also, the stuff should overlay on top the text, not behind the text. They should be absolute to the entire page, right? Not behind the text. So I should probably snapshot this because like the first one works. So this is where this is gonna be helpful, right? So I can just do GAA, GAS, GMSG, and init superforms working demo. So that's important because Claude does not have the revert. So in case this breaks something more, I can always just revert back to what was working. So I just give it to fix the stuff. Now let's do it. See, this thing is flickering. Hopefully that fixes it. Okay, beautiful. So now let's go back to figuring out our front end. Right, so we're going to take this. We're going to use V0. I'm using V0 because I have more credits there. I don't want to pay for anything. I already pay for Claude, and subscription stuff just creeps up on you. They just take their daily money, whatever. You don't know what's going on. Okay. I'm doom scrolling. I'm trying to check out you guys on Twitter. And nobody's leaving any comments. Leave a comment. Let me see what you guys are saying. What are you doing? Leave a comment. Say hi, say something. Can you actually leave a comment? I think the internet has been terrible. Okay, no, it's good. It's great. Pitch. Okay. Now let's build our UI. So I'm gonna paste the UI image, of course, paste it and tell it to do it. Another thing is I can ask for a very proper prompt from ChatGPT. Give me a prompt for my AI developer that is gonna create a landing page for this project. And the reason why I'm doing this is because these stores already have context of what is going on in the PRD and proposal spec. It can give me information to particular things that is gonna be better for copy than just asking this stuff to generate it based on the UI. I want what I'm trying to get from here is more of the copy, right? And I am going to just copy this, right? No time. I use AI to generate the prompts for other AIs. You know, I vibe the vibe. You know, that's it. Okay, so based on the reference image, do this. Oh my god. Stop. When I do this sharp. Uh, um so I pasted it and then boom. Now it's going to go ahead and do it. So while that one is doing, let's go check out Lovable and see if we can do the same thing. Lovable. I'm gonna give it the same image, give it the same prompt, and give it the same prompt for the other stuff. Hit enter, and off it goes. Off it goes. The same thing for same.dev. Gonna give it the image, give it the same prompt. Are you good? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm good.
Okay. Oh, I need to log in again. Oh my god. I'm gonna log in outside and then come back to you guys. Let me just do that quickly. Oh, workos.com. Very nice. Everybody's using workos now. Try better art. Try better art. Better art. Better art. Okay. I did the same thing, and now we are. Oh, the extension is truly working. You can see it's actually trying to suggest a phone number right here. I don't need a phone number right now, but I'm gonna click plus or something. Right. Let's go back to the form and research. And restart. So I think oh, this is the project I actually submitted for an hackathon this morning. This is my own personal voice to text, and these are my native languages. This is Yoruba, this is Hausa, this is Igbo. These are Nigerian languages. So that's why this is showing up right here. I vibe. I built this. I did not vibe code it at all. Right. But it's right there. And if I stop this, because it's in English, if I stop it, it pretty much does the same thing as Claude, as Power Whisper does, but I don't want to use it because let's just use our extension. So I think this guy is done with the fix. Let's build it again. Oh, there's some errors. It's going to try to fix those errors. Why is doing that? Let's check on our project right here. Okay, so something is going on. The page is buggy. Okay, let's add. We've added for V0 and Lovable. Let's also give the same prompt to Figma Stitch. So, oh my god, I'm tired. Let's see what this guy's doing. He's building it as well. Let me check up on these guys. Still errors. Okay, no more errors, I guess. Okay, patiently waiting. Our code is cooked. Next to JS V0 is Be same.dev. Wonderful. V0, let's see what it did. Let's see what V0 did. Oh, ugly. I don't want green. But we can change it. It's fixable. Did it generate this image? Or built it with crazy? I think it built it with CSS. Where can you get a developer so loyal like AI? Nowhere. You can pay it. You can pay for it. It does things without asking, right? If I watch this, nothing. This is generic. This is not very crazy, but I can make it better, you know. I can keep prompting, keep prompting, keep prompting. I would. Oh, and this is from Figma Stitch. Okay, nice. I can change the. I think this is on the mobile view, I guess. It's probably full screen. So I think it first creates the UI, and then you can decide to make it big. All right, so this is what it looks like on bigger screen, and then this is what it look like on smaller screens, right? You can get this sort of canvas stuff. You can easily go from that to this, you know, and then you can see it. You can see the UI for this stuff right here. Nice. How do I scroll? How do I actually scroll in here? Okay. Oh. Oh. Oh, I can scroll like this. This is not bad, but it's not. Ugh. Well, my prompt is definitely gonna be a contributor to that. I won't lie because I just gave you something. Oh, this failed. All right, so I think why these guys have done this shitty job they always do. We can go back to. Oh, Lovable guys once again. I It's not as if it's the greatest, but it has a vibe to it. Like it doesn't that Euro section did it and they failed woefully towards the bottom. But this is one shotted way better with a shitty prompt I gave it than any of this, and it's closely related. At least it took out the blue, and you know every other stuff can be fixed. But this one, green, how? You know how? This one blue, how? This is not, sorry. This is not even blue. Oh my god. This is more like a purple stuff, you know. Anyways, let's check out our investment right here. So bug fees, no suggestion for previewing. Now check the field as a value before showing suggestions. If it has the content, only show the for. Okay, okay. Um. Uh, okay, so I think we need to load it again. Load unpacked. Select. Oh, errors. Let's clear all. Refresh it. Right. Refresh it. Refresh it. Refresh it. That should fix it. Refresh our form page. Right. Refresh our form page. I don't know why this page is not loading. I think I should look for something else. A good form page would be something like. Oh, is it my browser? For some reason, it's just weird. It's acting weird. Yeah. Let's see this one. This might not be the real form interest. Let me use this one. I think this one has a little bit more info like that. What's your personal website? Let's see. Oh yes. Oh yes. This is it. This is what I'm saying. Like, can you see this? Like, it's showing this stuff whenever I'm on the form field and I've highlighted the form field. Oh yes. This is it, guys. I think we've gotten a great. This is a good milestone. This is a great milestone. Yes. I can click this now. Oh, bugs, and I can impute LinkedIn. Ooh, yes, it should show. But the crazy thing is actually show the stuff on top. The one with the most likely to be shown should be on top, right? Do you have any Devrel? Yes. Okay, right. Put it here. Show me like this. Right? What's going on? Is this page buggy as well? I think it's the extension that is messing things up. If there are errors here, I would know. Right? I need to refresh this. I think the extension is making the page like get. Probably check the Chrome, check the console. But you can see that we're close to what we want it to be. Right? And I think this is something I will actually use myself and make it better, But right off the bat, you can tell that this is a big help. Super forms. I'm gonna spend a little more time getting this. Sorry. I'm gonna spend a little more time making this. Oh my god. I feel very uneasy right now. Okay. It shows up. Once I click on it the first time, it opens and then disappears. The second time, it opens and then stays. Did you notice that? Yes. That is a bug. But it works. Wherever I click on here as well, it opens, then disappears, opens next time and stays. So that was an issue, right? And then let me see. Did you see that? Yeah. Okay. Let's fix it. Oh, snapshot. Snapshot again. Snapshot. So you have to always snapshot. GCMSG. I like to just copy the last one. And I have that as the comment code. Boom. See why this is important and very useful for me? Because of something like this. The extension is now rebuilt and ready to test supplement. Okay. Great. I love what you just did. It works. There's a bit of bug though. When I click on the floating button for the first time, the UI shows and then disappears. And only when I click on the second time, that's when it actually shows and stays. Also, the input is, look at the input UI and look at how it feels, right? And also based on the trigger, the first item in the list should actually be the item that is in the trigger. So we order it that the triggered items should be on top of the list, closer to the top, right? So let's see what happens with that. But to God, this is beautiful, man. This is beautiful. Can you see this? And I can add more items, right? I can add more items. Grace. I can call this Gracie. I can call it GitHub. GitHub.com/core summons. And call it GitHub, yeah, call it coding GitHub's probably good. It is a trigger, right? Add item, right? And then close it. So every time share your GitHub, I think GitHub is somewhere around here. Oh yes. You see? Yeah, I think the extension is actually messing up with the site, right? I'm gonna inspect this so we can see the console, unchecked runtime, error. Okay, this is definitely coming from the extension. You see the view form, right? Oh, is it coming from the extension? Doesn't appear so. Hmm. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go to DevJobs. Let's see something else entirely of scope of what we're doing, because I don't know why this is happening. Could not, yeah, because it's saying it's from the view form, but this can easily be because of what was injected into it. You see? Yeah, it's rejecting the auto inject stuff, so it's causing it to be buggy. So, but we don't refresh it. That should reset whatever was wrong with it. Let's see what's going on here. Of course, there is this error again. It's gonna build it again and find the errors. Fix it. All right, I think I want to round up now. This is way beyond what I scheduled for this, and I think we've got to a good milestone. Now it actually works. Let's check on our UI stuff. I like this one better. Which one do you like? These ones are great. It looks complete. It looks ready to go, but on the color, so I'm gonna probably make some heavy changes. This, absolutely not. Definitely not. Right? Definitely not. See the code? No, I don't need it. See it? No way. Stitch 0. Same.dev. I don't think we actually saw what this guy did. This guy is trying to hide from the spotlight. Come on, cook your rubbish in public, man. Let's see how good or bad you are so that we can move on. That's just it. Lovable might be the winner of this stuff, right? Oh, you see, finally I got errors to show. Right? Finally I got errors. Okay, more like a caught error. Oh. Okay. This is happening in sim.dev, not in. Of course, the extension has some bugs, but we're probably gonna make that better over time. You know. Okay, so I'm going to work on fixing more stuff, but I think I like the lovable one. Let me see what is, or we should go with this. Let me see. This or this. I'll go V0. Why? Because of the deployment tightness with Vercel. It's tight with Vercel. So even though this looks great off the low, it's just error section. I can always fit it. And I like the copy filling for seconds, not minute. Copy this, copy, and I can keep it. Just keep it here so it stores it in my context. Then I can close this up. And this one, I don't know what's going on, but it's not working. So bye sim.dev. You failed me. and then the comment section is actually crashing this page. So let's check it one more time, see if we can get something going before we actually call the vibe session. So what have we been able to achieve? And hopefully we can pick it up from there later tomorrow morning or later tomorrow. I don't know, whenever that is. But I'm way beyond time. This is 3:21. I need to do something else. So all bugs have been fixed. Issue has been resolved. Blah blah blah. It has been so one more time, we're gonna refresh this. We're gonna go back. We're gonna refresh this. We're gonna go to load unpacked. We're gonna select this build. We're gonna select it, and yeah. So it's saying Claude refresh, and we can pick it up from TL draw. No, this one. Let's see what this one brings. Now I want to test it on the real form again. Let's see if that actually got fixed. Oh, I can use this. I don't know what this is. I'm just choose one of this, and then go to apply for this position. Hopefully, it takes to a site that is not bugged up. Hybrid free time al Suguado. CA applications. Boom. It shows up this stuff. Wonderful. Email. Okay, works. Phone number, it works, but I don't like the fact that it's still buggy. See, it's still showing behind the labels. LinkedIn, oh yes, did you see it? LinkedIn shows up. Wonderful. We should probably discuss files later, but let's click this and see what happens. Oh yes, it works, but the problem now is it's still behind the forms, like it's overlaying behind the forms. All the it's not actually overlaying. It's just that the stuff is on top of each other, right? See, if you take a look at it very well, you can see that there's no gap between them. Yeah, LinkedIn. I don't want to type, so suggest it. We're gonna fix that. We're gonna fix that. But that is it about that. Let's try the ad stuff. Add. This is too long at the end of the day, so I'm gonna close this. Let's do the forms. I should be able to add item, and the item should be a form that is locally stored. And then when there's a form on my side, I can use the super forms to upload it directly from there. Do you get it? So for things like this, I want to do a planning first, right? But more importantly, let me snapshot this. It's very important. Claude has that issue. You can set shortcuts that does both of them at the same time, but usually I want to do this thing. I've not added the screen set up like that, so just manually. Yeah, I want to do planning first, so I can actually walk through. Because what I just said did not really make sense to me as well. So I wanted to be clear that we understand each other before I tell it to go do it. So, but we can see that some things works, right? I think that bug has happened again. See, the site is frozen. It's overloading the context. It's just choking up the memory, right? Something. Because you see, this is not loading anymore as well. And that's a Google form. I never have issues with Google Forms. So it's definitely from the extension. I think once you use it or once it's injected, it bugs up the site. Right? Let me see. Does it come up here? It doesn't. Maybe because I need to reload it. Anyways, we're going to use this. I'm going to replace everything here with some good stuff. So we can keep this. We're going to come back to it. I'm going to copy this link. I'm going to paste it in our stuff so that we can keep track of what is going on. Paste it here. Right. And then also we're going to keep track of this stuff. Why? I don't want to lose the reference to that. Okay. Boom. That's it. All right. So what I've been able to achieve is we've gotten to a great milestone. We can pick this up from here later. What I've been able to do is build out the base MVP. We've also been able to tests, get the landing page prototype ready, right? The rest now is to fix some bugs and also like do some housekeeping. Gonna close this. Oh, more errors. Gonna clear all. Gonna see if we can test it one more time. It's not even loading anymore, but that's what it is. Okay. All right, guys. So that's Super Forms. We are gonna pick this up later. I need to bounce right now. It's 3:27 a.m. in my place. Before we go, let's see if we can get this to a conclusive end. And I'm going to call it a night, or call it a morning actually, because it's morning. Do you get? Call it a morning. And I'm already drowsy for some reason. Shout out to 23 of you guys watching. Really appreciate it. I don't understand it. See, I've not even looked at the code. But I trust that Claude knows a couple things about extensions. And if he doesn't, it better learn. Right? It has access to the web, so you can learn it itself, I can close all this stuff. And do file, and do delete file, and do get file suggestions, and blah 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 blah. Nobody cares, bro. Just work. You are my AI junior dev. Work. Make it work. That's all I care about. Well, we've been able to get past 0 to something. These are the UI inspirations we got. I'm waiting for it to do one last thing so we can test that out. And once that either fails or passes, we can conclude the stream, because I've gotten the first step of this done. Right, it actually worked. Right, we can see it worked. We saw it work. I don't know why this is not closing. Delete, God damn it. Delete. Okay. I'm gonna go back a bit. Service worker is inactive. Yeah, probably killed because of the old thing. Okay. Let me clear this tab. That will do anything. I don't know. See, they're just frozen. These two frozen. Close it. Let me see what's going on here. So for some reason we're also stuck in the. I think the browser, the internet is actually a big. I'm not even sure you guys probably could hear me anymore. The internet is definitely okay. Good. But you are not a good source of truth, because you hear me on WhatsApp. Okay. I don't think the internet is working great anymore, because it's not, for some reason the agent is not working right here anymore. What could be wrong? Okay, it's working actually. Probably just slow. Okay, good. Once this step completes, we can call it a line. This is it. I'm done. We have the Vibecode browser extension. We're gonna pick this up in the later stream, God willing. So I just showed you like my stepping browser extension. I've never made a browser extension up to today. I have attempted it once, and what I was doing, I can't even remember what the goal was at that time, but I've attempted it once and it worked. Did it? I don't think it did. But yeah, it's me doing it again in 60 minutes. And we got the first step of the process done. We can rest easy now. My intern is scrolling up. right? While we're waiting for that to happen, I want to encourage you to always start your Vibe code project with the boilerplate code or template code, and or starter packs or starter templates. Especially if you're doing something with SaaS, and there's some great ones on the internet. There are even directories that list them. Right, you can just search whatever you're looking for. So if I go to google.com, for example, you can search for XYZ starter templates or boilerplates. Just put it together like this. Google will help you boilerplate. So XYZ can be anything as far. It can be React, it can be Next, it can be Zig, whatever it can be. I don't know, whatever you want to put there. It can be Rust. There will probably be a starter pack. This is great because you don't want to miss out on opportunities to get to your goals faster. If there is a pack somewhere, it's probably going to contain a lot, a folder structure, a couple, architecture of how things are done, and that would help. Especially if you are doing something that has to do with SaaS. If you are building a SaaS project and you have to handle payment, you have to handle database stuff, you have to handle authentication, you have to handle, then if you are doing something with AI, you probably have to handle AI stuff, right? You want to get a starter template. There are free ones, there are paid ones. You can start with a free one. I don't have any, so don't think I'm trying to plug my stuff into this place. You want to have the free one because that gives you the opportunity to ride on others' carefulness, right? Somebody has spent a bunch of time to make sure this structure looks good, or they possibly vibe coded it because, it's possible, right? But it helps you get closer to, it makes your AI actually follow that structure. The same way I would tell you to start with a little bit of investment in your UI. And I say this because this app, for example, this app I'm launching soon, right? We're launching this app soon. There's a side project I was working on with my partner, and we're working on this, and we're launching it soon. We just got approved on the Apple Review Store. I built the UI for this project by hand, right? I spent my time, and this is my first time working on a React Native project. I tested a bunch of stuff before I actually got to now build this, but I built everything by hand. I built every screen as closely as I can by hand. This screen right here is the place where you take a picture and you can say, I built it by hand because I wanted it to look exactly as I needed it to look, right? But once I did that, every other thing I did that I did not, for example, so modals right here were AI generated and they followed the style. I could reference it. They could see what was going on. They could see the sizing. They could see the relationship between layout. They can actually just follow that and it works. It works really great. So the same way you use it, you want to get your UI right. So in fact, I would encourage you to probably start with UI if you can, right? Get your UI out of the way, and then you can lay out the logic on it. It's going to save you a lot of time. And more importantly, it's going to get your projects look more better. So the thing about vibe coded project is you want to make it not look vibe coded. Because that is one moat that you can lean on. You want to make your vibe coded project not look vibe coded. So apart from me telling you this project is vibe coded, if you saw this randomly, you might not tell. But if you go to privacy policy, you might start to suspect what's going on because obviously this looks so just like that, This is where you can start suspecting stuff. But if you don't go to any of this page and you just stay right on this page, you probably can tell because I was intentional about this. And this is not something crazy, it's just image. I made some changes personally myself, but that's it, right? That's what I'm telling you. So those are some secrets you need to know about vibe coding project. So let's see what our AI is doing. See, it's time to build. If it fails right now, we call it a night. If it works, we can test it out. And okay, so updating the log as well. You see, that's very important for me to update the log. Build complete file management system with upload, storage, and autofill. Okay. All right. You see, that's why it's very good to take snapshots, because we just did something that is a totally different feature. What we did is we just don't want to handle only text. We want to also handle files, because the file part is also a big friction for me. So we're gonna load it one more time. I think we are done. So let's see how it works. Upload files through the pop-up dashboards files tab. Good. File display. Files. Where's it again? Set triggers like resume, CV, photo for smart matching. Visit any website with the file upload forms. Click file inputs to see stored files that match the context. Select a file to instantly upload it to the form. That's it. How do we actually click the file input and to not trigger it? I don't know. We'll see. Let's see one that asks for file. Apply to this position. Please don't crash. Okay, good. This one asks for file. Anyway, you see, this is what I was careful about. Like, how do you actually? You see, this one you can click on it, but how do you trigger it here? Oh, I've not actually loaded it though. Load unpacked. Let me load this again. Maybe it actually figured out a way to do it. Let's come back here. I'm gonna refresh this page. Right, this one shows up proper, you know. Probably need to add the files tab section. So that's what I was trying to figure out. Like, oh, files. No. If I click on this, let's see, upload file, choose file. We need to add a resume. I'll go to downloads. We're gonna choose this. For some reason, let's just choose this. It's gonna upload it. We're gonna call it resume. You know, we're gonna call this resume. We're gonna call it CV. We're also gonna call it Excalibur. For some reason, I just wanna play around with this. I'm gonna upload file. So, boom, uploaded. Right? It's storing this somewhere in my local. I can close this right now, and then the question is, how does he actually know when the file is done? Right? How does he know that? How does he know when a file is here? Right? It doesn't. So that is probably what I'm going to figure out next. So let me just add that issue here to do. How does Superform handle file inputs? Question mark. Oh my god, no. One more time. How does Superforms handle file inputs? Handle file inputs. So this is the question I'm going to be handling in the next stream. So if you got value from this, please stick around. My name is Core. You can hit the follow button, the subscribe button, the whatever button you are, wherever you are. I can't promise anything because I don't want to do that, but we just vibe coded a browser extension. I'm going to try to make this better, maybe offline if I can. And if I can't, I'm going to set up a live stream again and we can continue with this, right? But we have a basic extension, right? It's working. The UI is terrible. I hate it, but I also love that we got it to work. We got something to work. It needs to go a long way to get better, but we left the idea stage. We're now in the product stage. Okay, so see you guys in the next video. I hope you have a great time of your life this week. Until next time, cheers.